Hello and willkommen in der Weinstube Ziebart. Today, I'm really excited to share my newest bottle notes post here in the Weinstube. Today, I want to feature the 2021 vintage Wildrose or Wildrose Rot from Weingut Rosner, crafted by Stefan Rosner of the Rosner family, who are making wonderful wines out of Austria's Kamptal region. So the Kamptal region of Lower Austria covers 3,567 hectares of vineyards and across 236 different wineries. But Weingut Rosner and the Wildrose project, really championed by the youngest of the Rosner family, Stefan, is coming out of Langenlois, the largest wine producing town in this region of Austria that just makes wonderfully bright and expressive wines. So over half of the vineyards in this area are planted to the white varietal Kronefeldliner, this autochthonous, this native grape to Austria. But this wine is a red wine made from Zweigelt, also an autochthonous, a native grape to Austria, and the largest planting in the region, covering 13%. But it's just a wonderful expression, and it's made in such a natural way. I know this term natural wine is so widely debated and discussed, and I, it makes sense, but sometimes it's over the top because the focus is on producing a good wine, a wine that makes you happy, a wine that makes you smile, a wine you want to drink. And this is a wine that's both considered natural and a great wine you want to drink. This wine is unfined, unfiltered. There's very little sulfur added, so there's very little need from Stefan and the Rosner family to add too much to this wine to make it great. It just expresses the terroir, the fruit, the region, and the grapes used to produce this wonderful wine. The name Wildrose, wild rose, is designed to be an analogy for a rosehip, or this wild rose that grows on the edge of the family's vineyards. And it really just shows this 100% Zweigelt, single varietal presentation wine. The wine is made also using whole bunch fermentation, and so you get the stems and the berries and the seeds, and so instead of stripping away parts of the vine, parts of the natural part, you get the whole bunch, as the name states, which is part of this natural winemaking process. You don't want to take away kind of this ancestry, the source of where the grapes are growing. You're including the whole bunch in the fermentation process as the grapes and the grape juice is turning into the fermented wine product. And then it's also aged in oak, which adds this texture, this oxidation, right? Oxygen to the wine, this slight characteristic of kind of these wood and leather notes to the essential wines, which all come from the Steinberg, or the stony mountain north of the town of Langenlois, which is this kind of primary city, primary town of the Kamptal region. So it really highlights the core of this specific area of Austrian wine production, which also just kind of adds to this natural nature, this specificity of the wine. And I just found it incredibly wonderful. It's something that I would suggest really savoring over time, because we see that, in my opinion, every wine has its place, right? Some are meant to be young and fresh, and some are meant to be aged for years and years and years. Some are very bright and refreshing, some are bolder and rich, Some are something you just want to drink on its own on a bright sunny day as an aperitif. Some are something you really need alongside a meal. This wine, it it can play in a bunch of different categories. It really is an all-rounder, in my opinion, right? It's deep purple in appearance, and on the nose, I get these notes of blackberry jam, blueberry pancake coming from America, right? This is almost nostalgic, right? This kind of yeasty, fruity combination is just amazing and nostalgic for me. I also get notes of black tea and violet, right? This flowery petal of violet on the nose. On the palate, there's also these notes of these, like a ripe black cherry, some licorice root, and vanilla bean, right? It's kind of a little spicy, a little sweet, a little savory, fruity. It's incredibly complex. Uh, and these notes are really unique and interesting. I don't describe many wines like this, but feeling this, sensing this in the wine is something that just really makes me happy. There's concentration in the wine, there's good body, but it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel over extracted. Really, you just get this shining kind of feeling in the mouth that just expresses the fruit, but you get these undertones, this herbaceousness, this slightly sweetness, this slightly floral notes. It's wonderful, wonderful combination, right? And so as a result, I think you can drink it young, right? It's already 4 years out of vintage. It's drinking perfectly now, right? This is something that you can share with your friends and family at a summer picnic, a spring picnic on a nice day. But I think you can age this quite a while and you can eat this alongside a meal if you want, right? If you make a steak with sautéed mushrooms, you make a stew with wild game, or you even make this vegetarian wild mushroom ragu pasta. Uh, this is wonderful. There's so many different pairings that can go with its florality and herbal and herbaceousness, but a clear presentation of the fruit. I think you can hold on to this bottle until at least 2033, right? About 12 years past vintage. So 3 to 12 years past vintage is just perfect for this wine. This is exciting. I could say so much more. I've already said so much, but as I said, this is just a wine that you should buy, you should want. It plays in so many different categories. You can drink it on its own, you can pair it with food, but it's a wine you buy. So if you're looking for a great kind of natural wine or just a great wine in general, you want to look for the 2021 or maybe another vintage of the Wildrose quote from Weingut Rosner and the Wildrose Fine uh, project from the Rosner family in Kamptal in Austria. And always feel free to reach out to me, reach out to the family, ask more about the wine, buy the wine, and have this. This is something that you should drink. And of course, we want to have this in Feinstube Zibat.